Matthew Wraithwood, Doctorate in Metaphysical Humanistic Science from the Institute of Paranormal Studies in Sandusky, Ohio. I am a certified professional EVP recorder, and I am trained in forensic anomalous evidence resolution.
I'm Davis Adams. I have about 5 years' experience in paranormal activity. Being that I'm afraid of the dark, probably wasn't the best choice on my part, but I love my job.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our introductory episode. My name is Matthew Wraithwood.
And I'm Davis Adams.
And together,
we're the Modesto Ghost Guys. So today, we're here at the McHenry Mansion to investigate Modesto's most haunting story. Supposedly, locals have seen a young girl standing in the window watching over her mansion.
The McHenry Mansion, built 1883. It was the home of Robert and Matilda McHenry. It sits on the corner of 15th and I Streets in Modesto, California. The McHenrys owned and lived in the house until 1919, when it became the home of the Elmwood Sanitarium. Following that sad period in its history, it sat vacant. Locals often drove by the dilapidated home, and more than a few wished it would be torn down. For the youth of Modesto, in the middle of the century, the home became a place to hang out. For James Beaumont, it was a place to take his friends and to party. It was such an occasion, late in the heat of July, that James and his friend George Turner took their girlfriends Ginger Holliday and Betty Bunch to the mansion for a drinking party. According to the court documents, the four entered the mansion at about 9 p.m. and were enjoying a six-pack of beer when sounds from the upstairs rooms attracted their attention. James and George decided to investigate, and Ginger, not wanting to be without the boys for protection, followed them. Betty became unreasonably scared at this point and would not climb the stairs. In his deposition, George stated that they were all in the master bedroom looking about when they heard Betty's screams from the lower level. They ran to her aid only to find Betty was missing. Assuming that she had already fled, they all exited the mansion, and Betty was never seen alive again. James and George were arrested and tried in connection with her absence. However, since there was no evidence linking them to her disappearance, they were acquitted. Locals here believe that Betty has been seen at least a dozen times, peering out of the mansion's windows, watching for a rescue that would never come.
Unfortunately, the mansion's management will not allow us to enter the mansion, so we will have to use some of the strongest devices in our arsenal in order to detect whether or not this site is actually haunted. Now, what you see here is our astral ectoplasmic detection unit, a device of my own creation. Now, we will quickly flick through channels and to see if anything pops up. Are you getting anything?
Okay, one minute. I got something.
You're getting something?
I got something.
Okay.
Okay, here it comes.
Record it.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there it comes. Okay, we're about to see if there are any ghosts on this property.
No ghosts detected.
Well, that's a real shame. It appears that we won't be able to see a ghost at this location, but don't worry. We have a new location coming up. Acacia Cemetary. It's time for us to say farewell to the McHenry Mansion.
Farewell, McHenry Mansion.
We're now here in Acacia Cemetery, where hundreds, if not thousands, of souls rest. The paranormal activity here is very strong.
First off is the Shadow Man. There have been many sightings of the Shadow Man around this mausoleum. He has been known to grab people and even chase after them.
The Rogers Mausoleum has long been plagued by a mysterious dark figure. He is often seen at night and is an extremely hostile spirit. When Joe Rogers went to visit his family tomb, he encountered this spirit. Rogers recounts how he ran while it moved slowly toward him. He thought that he would be safe behind the heavy doors of the main mausoleum, and as those doors closed behind him, he took in a deep breath and closed his eyes, but only for a moment. Then, in the pit of his stomach, he felt terror seize his body. As he opened his eyes, he saw the figure of a tall man with a hat standing at the far end of the room. It glided toward him with its arms outstretched. That's the last thing he remembers. Joe was found early the next morning when the groundskeeper of the cemetery opened the door. Joe said he would never return and ultimately refused to be buried with the rest of his family. Although many have claimed to have seen the spirit, its origin is unknown, nor is it known why it has an affinity for the Rogers tomb. One man that we interviewed put forth the theory that it is the collective pain and anger from the graves nearby, mainly military graves. He believes that the tomb could be the exact center of those graves, and so it's like the heart of the spirits. The groundskeeper denies such rumors. In his words, the druggies like to hang out there and they see all kinds of crazy stuff.
Armed with the Astral Ectoplasmic Detection Unit and Spectral Disgronificator, Davis and I began to scan the cemetery for the biggest areas of psychokinetic energy. While most cemeteries are hotbeds of paranormal activity, this one is strangely silent for us.
Whoa! Something just touched my arm. Something just grabbed my shoulder.
I didn't see anything.
Did you pick it up?
I'm not picking up anything on you.
Oh, it grabbed me. It was like a cold hand.
I'm not getting anything on this disgronificator. How are you doing over there with yours?
Not good. This place is a dud.
Yeah, like everything else in this
I see dead
town.
people.
Oh, get out of here, Paranorman. Some people say that if you're very quiet, you can hear the screaming of a young woman in this mausoleum.
Locals believe that it is the screams of Elizabeth Crane, who died in a nearby canal. Okay, there was some background noise in that. I think we gotta take that again.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, there was something.